I'm super excited to be able to welcome to the show three of the guys from the band Embers and Ashes. They've been silent for a while, so we're super excited to have them back on to find out what's been going on, to talk about their new single, all sorts of other fun stuff. So real quick, let's go around and let you guys introduce yourselves so that people can know who we're talking to.
Hey, it's Drew, and I play electric in the band, and I also do some random backing vocals.
I'm Jeremy. I sing and make other guttural noises.
Nice.
Without the guttural noises.
Oh my gosh, Jeremy, my intro, dude.
Sorry.
I play drums, and I do a lot of programming too.
Nice. And that was Andrew, everybody, since somebody stepped all over his intro again. Cool. Well, Andrew, Drew, and Jeremy, it's great to have you guys on the show. It's been a minute, and I was saying before we got started that you guys very quickly were falling into that weird category of, that was a cool band, I wonder if they're still doing stuff kind of thing. So I'm excited that you guys are back at it and have released a new song, and I just got through listening to it again a few minutes ago, and I gotta say, I am very happy and impressed with it, and I'm glad that you guys are back.
Well, thank you. This is Jeremy, and I'm glad we got it out. This is one of my favorite ones that we've done. I'm a big fan of this one. I love it. Another Day is I love that song. Great.
Nice. Now, am I wrong in remembering that this feels maybe a little bit heavier than songs that you guys had released as singles in the past?
Maybe a little bit. As far as the single, yes.
Okay.
As far as songs off of the album, no. I would say there's several that are equally as heavy, but they never really were released as singles.
Okay, I gotcha.
This is Drew chiming in, and I think it is mixed and produced to sound heavier also. So I think it's heavier. I'll disagree with Jeremy, just to disagree.
Oh, okay. Well, this is Jeremy again. I actually was going to agree with what Drew said and say, yeah, it's a different producer this time. So he did definitely, he was trying to give it a beefier sound. But I guess I'm thinking more about like the fundamentals of the song and the way it's built, you know?
Yeah, for sure. The sonics of it reminded me a little bit of the recent stuff released by Spoken, which is always a good thing, at least by me, because I really enjoy Spoken. But yeah, it definitely has a beefier sound, because that's kind of what I was keying in on. I mean, the guitars feel really thick and heavy, and they're very hot in the mix in a good way. They don't feel overblown or anything, but it definitely does bring that intensity to the song, which I think is really cool.
I agree.
Yes.
Sorry. I keep feeling like I have to throw that in, you know.
It's all good. It's all good. I kind of mentioned earlier that it's been a while since we've heard from you guys. Tell us what the deal is. I mean, where have you guys been since the last go-round since we've heard from you guys? Because it's been a bit.
Well, you know what? I'll let Drew start, and then I'll come in after he tells his part, and then Andrew can start. Either way.
Okay.
All right. I guess I'll start. This is Andrew. I guess I'll start. Since Jeremy threw me under the bus, it's real great. I love you. No, it's fine. I'm not giving you any sort of grief. I just think it's funny. It's like, oh yeah, the one guy that doesn't really have anything that got in the way of everything.
That's actually exactly what I was thinking.
I'm sure Paul is loving this.
So to explain that comment, basically the situation is that as it stands right now, Jeremy's on his third child and Drew is dealing with his first. And I'm not married. I don't have kids. I don't even have a relationship. So for me, it's funny being the one to describe this because, like I said, I'm the one that doesn't have anything really getting in the way of anything. Like, I mean, I'm working. I work at a rock climbing gym right now.
Nice.
And most of that's at night. So that's kind of unfortunate. It's a night shift. But, it's a good thing. But, again, like I said, I don't have kids where Drew has a child and Jeremy is on his third child. A real young child.
Wow.
And so,
Fresh squeezed baby.
Fresh squeezed baby, exactly. So that's kind of what's been going on with us as a whole is that life basically happened. And we've been working on things as we can because, obviously Jeremy on his third is, basically dealing with a lot in his hands. And so that's essentially why there was any silence in the first place is because life happened.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah. We, like I was telling you before we got started, it's one of those things where we got off our last tour and Drew and I, like within no time, we're calling each other on the phone. Dude, you'll never guess what? What's gonna have a baby? And we're both, what? So we both got one that's the same age. And then, like Andrew was telling you, my wife just had another in December. So I now have 3 girls, and I am a stay-at-home dad, and my wife is a good old Dr. Bates is out there doing her thing while I stay home and help with the kids and everything for right now. And so it can be kind of crazy. Kids are a handful. I love them to death. I wouldn't change it for the world. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. I can't even explain it. How I know beyond a shadow of a doubt it's where God's got me right now, and got me there on purpose because He's trying to teach me things I believe, and that's where it is right now. I miss touring, and we love that, but right now, being home with the kids, this is just such an important time, this young age, because I have like I said, I have 3 girls, but I've got one that's 15, and so it's very different for her,
right?
Because she's old enough where she actually has went on tour with us at one point. She went out with us,
wow.
And that was exciting and different for her. But for these new ones, they're so little. I couldn't be gone. You know what I mean? I just can't be gone during this point. And I know Drew feels the same way. We're not going to miss this part of our kids' lives,
Yeah, for sure.
So that's what's going on right now. The future may hold something very different, like we've worked on some other music. We've got other songs with brainchild type stuff going on that we would love to put out, but we're just in a different chapter in life right now. And it's not to say we're not by any means are we saying, oh, we're done, because we're not.
Right.
But it's just a little slower paced than it used to be, because I don't know, our priorities have changed, and it's always been for us that this has been a ministry before it's been anything else. And as you know, by talking to every other, small artist out there, this is not a money-making venture.
No.
By any stretch of the imagination. So, we do things as we can, and, we put stuff out as we're able to put stuff out, because we want to make good quality stuff and not just throw stuff out there. So, we got to spend some money to do that, with kids and, all the other things, houses, and Drew and I both, I think Drew bought his first house, and my wife and I moved out of our little home, and we bought our first house. And so a lot of new expenses, just life, and in general, as Andrew was saying, just life happened, and but it's good though. It's definitely, I know, like I said, without a shadow of a doubt, I know this is where God's got me, and I'm totally at peace with it. So I might miss the aspect of being on the road, but at the same time, I would miss my girls and my wife and my family so much more.
Yeah.
And there's no way they could come with us right now at the age they're at. So this is definitely where we need to be.
Cool. Yeah, no, and I think that's important. And it's nice that you guys have that kind of setup as this is where we are and this is how we handle it. Because I think that's important, because I think so often people in your position can go into it kind of without a plan and not really knowing what they're going to do with it. And then it just seems like it can fall apart. And, it's good that you guys have that kind of set in place. Sweet.
Yeah, family's always first. Our ministry, first and foremost, is to our family before anything else. I'm a dad. I'm a husband. Then I'm a dad, and then I'm a musician after that.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's the way it is.
So now you guys had mentioned that you had kind of been working on things behind the scenes for a while, even though you guys may not have been touring or releasing new singles or anything like that. Stuff has been happening regardless, just at a little bit slower pace. How long has Another Day been gestating?
Oh my goodness, the honest, straight up truth is what you're gonna get, and it's just gonna be terrible.
Okay.
So
it's forever.
This song in particular was supposed to be on the Killers and Thieves album.
Oh, okay. All right.
But we had a big mess up with the recording.
Yeah.
And there was a huge mess up with the recording. And because of time constraints and the way things were going, we couldn't go back and redo it.
Right.
And so we had to completely scrap it all together. So the positive is, though, that we get to re-record it. And honestly, it's so much better than, I feel like so much better than it was before. Just as far as tone, the song itself didn't really change. Background vocals definitely changed, which is so much. I love the background vocals of the song. I love them.
Right.
And they're much better than they would have been. So really and truly, it just shows that God's in control. And even with silly things like that, there's a reason why it happens like that. So, and as far as other music, I'd say that there's music passed around between us. Drew will say, guys, listen to this. And he'll send a song over, or Andrew will send a song back and forth. And we've all got, GarageBand, so we can sit and listen and tinker and do what we need to do. Or, Drew will say, hey, man, what do you think about this? What about lyrics? And, that kind of thing. We'll just kind of go back and forth with stuff here and there. But as I said, it kind of takes time and money. So we just kind of have to do it at our own pace right now. Especially, I would say, honestly, time is just the biggest thing.
Right.
Because, and really, I would say I'm the culprit here, because with two young ones, one that's not even 2 years old yet, and one that is 3 months, I am just so tied down that it's ridiculous. So I'm the biggest stepping stone right now, or the biggest,
stumbling block.
Biggest thing blocking us from moving. Yeah, stumbling block. That's honestly the truth. But the guys are very patient, and they make fun of me and call me a hermit because I'm stuck at home all the time. But it's okay.
Now, see, I've got a proposition for you guys. I think you just need to bring all the equipment over to your house one day while you're watching the kids and just record with the kids there. And if there's little child vocals in the background, just call it an ambient homebrewed album or something like that. And just be like, hey, this is real. This is how real musicians do it. Then you can just start this whole new trend.
Yeah,
or just record on kids' instruments.
Oh, there you go. There you go. You guys could definitely book a spot on Fallon for that.
I have a baby grand, like
Nice.
an actual baby grand, but then I've got my middle daughter. I've got her toy baby grand.
Oh, nice.
So we could just set up and use the toy baby grand and the real baby grand, and then Andrew could play on the toy drums that I've got upstairs.
There you go.
And it'd be great.
There you go. I'm seeing a viral video already, man.
And I'll just play
I've
air
actually
guitar.
got. Oh yeah, and Drew will just stand there and look pretty. That's what Drew does best. Air
No,
guitar's
Drew.
looking pretty.
Drew, I've got that little cardboard guitar, Flying V. Remember that thing? I gave you that.
Oh, yeah.
Is it one of the paper jams?
Yeah, it's one of the paper jam.
There you go. Guys, I think you should do it. 100%. I think you need to do like a version of Another Day on those instruments and release that here in like a month.
You know what's crazy? I had a dream about us performing Another Day live acoustic, right?
Uh-huh.
And I forgot all the lyrics in the performance.
Nice.
Like I just went blank and had like total stage fright and went, just kind of stood there and just sang like a couple of words over and over again. It was great.
Did you just start singing Never Gonna Give You Up lyrics?
No, I think I just sang like little pieces of the first verse over and over and over throughout the whole song, and just when it was over with, I remember Andrew going, "What was that?" And I'm like, "No, dude, we got it covered." They couldn't tell.
I totally understand. The nightmare that reoccurs for me is I dream that I'm sitting in a radio studio. It's time for me to talk, and I either can't get my hands to move fast enough to actually hit the buttons, or I don't remember what any of the buttons do, or I can't put two words together. It's just that's like the quintessential DJ nightmare.
Well, at least, you know what? The great thing about working in radio is no one can see you. So if it were like one of those, I went to work in my underwear dreams,
It doesn't matter.
You wouldn't even be embarrassed about it. You're like, no, it's cool. I do that anyway. No, but,
Well, there you go, man. This is true. You're not lying.
I figured.
That's funny.
I just thought, what would I do?
Right. Okay, so you guys recorded Another Day on a different day, so to speak, and there was a recording mishap. You had to redo the whole thing, and it was just, and you're just, at the end of it, you're like, man, that was just another day, wasn't it? Man, you gotta hate those days. So you guys redid it, and you mentioned that there were some
And
things
that's how we got the title.
That's right. And you guys have mentioned that there were some things that kind of had improved from that. What do you attribute those improvements to? Was it just time, or rethinking things, or the producer, or what?
I would definitely say, and I love all the guys we've worked with as far as production have been great.
Right.
Joel and Chris, and they were great. But this past time, we worked with Josh, and I think he was just a different feel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it really, really made the song, just kind of gave it a lot more oomph. But he really, I don't know, it was just a good, it was a perfect storm, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Just a good combination of everything. It was because there was a good pause in between when we had recorded last, so we were going back into the studio with some excitement there, and we were fired up about it. We were able to take a little bit more of our time. We weren't as rushed, and so because most of the time, everything we've actually done, we've been out of state for.
Right.
And when you book studio time out of state, you're on the clock, man.
Yeah,
But
for
this
sure.
time, working with him here, we were able to kind of get everything done and kind of do it at our own pace. And, we don't have time to do any more tonight. We'll come back next week. Or we'll come back tomorrow and we'll knock that part out. We'll do this, we'll do that. And I think that Andrew did some really great stuff on it. I love Andrew. Hates when I put the spotlight on him like this, but I'm going to do it anyway because Andrew and Drew are both, that's two names, Andrew and Drew. But they both are super talented. But Andrew was able to do some crazy sweeping on this one. To me, it's crazy because I'm not able to do that. I can play guitar, but nothing like those two can. They're super talented, and I am not. But Andrew was able to do some awesome stuff with that, and I really love that kind of stuff. And Drew gave some great input into the backing vocals. So I just think it was just a good process because we were able to kind of just take our time and chill with it. No pressure. It was really nice.
Cool.
Well, kind of one of the things that I think helped situate this in a better position for us was the fact that we actually got to truly demo this song. Because that's one thing that we did before we ever recorded it with Josh, is that we went through a full demo process and basically worked out what we did and didn't want in the song.
Right.
And then when we got to Josh, like we re-recorded things and got everything all super pristine and cleaned up. But then he also was like, oh, hey, this is cool. Let's add this. Oh, let's add this. Oh, that's cool. Let's keep that. Or, hey, let's try re-recording that, see if we can make it even better. It's already good, but let's go from here and see what we can do with this. So having that demo stage, I think, really helped us kind of really nail what we wanted down in this song, and kind of helps us get a better feel for what we wanted as a whole, which is why I think it reflects that this song is the way it is.
Nice.
Yeah, I think it really just was more us. I feel like it was just more us. I don't know. I like it. I love it.
Sweet.
Definitely love it. It's a great song, man.
Cool. Now, since this is one that had kind of been written a while back, and you're basically redoing it despite the fact that no one really got to hear the original version, where do you think that this leaves you guys for future music? Are we looking at a really long time before the next one, or do you think this might be kind of a more of a steady thing from here?
I guess we'll have to see. It really depends on time. Like I said before, as my girls get a little bit older, they're easier to tote around. I don't know. I guess I don't know how to put it, but it'll be easier for us to get together, especially as they get older, because I really look at once the youngest is walking, that's going to make it. Some parents may listen and be like, "Oh boy, you don't know what you're in for," but I'm looking forward to that because I feel like they'll be a little bit more manageable,
Mm-hmm.
and they can entertain themselves a little bit more. So if say I want to go over to Drew's, then all three of the little girls can play together, and Drew and Andrew and I can do some stuff. So just kind of something like that. Just you got to think about. You got to include family in pretty much everything,
Mm-hmm.
And it's not that we're definitely still super passionate and excited about this. And we're not going to stop. Can't stop, won't stop.
Can't stop the rock, man. Cool. Well, I like that. I like that. Now, and I know that this is kind of probably looking way too far into the future, and I know some of this is kind of probably already asked and answered, but so this one has been released as a single. Do you guys have any thoughts towards whether or not future outputs will be a single here, and then let's do another song, let's do another single, or do you guys think you might do an EP or an album? Have you guys discussed this yet?
I'd be excited about a concept EP.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's what we had talked about. It's more the EP, going the EP route.
Okay. Cool. Well, I like that. I think that's
that feels
good.
A lot. It feels a lot more manageable and doable. You know what I'm saying? It's not as overbearing, because a lot of the times when you go in, because you never go into the studio with okay, we're gonna go in with 10 songs and then come out with the same 10 songs. Now you go in with a lot more and you narrow it down and you kind of work it out. And even when you're in there, as we found out with Killers and Thieves, sometimes songs just get dropped and you have to just go with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
So an EP, it seems very doable. It seems very doable.
Nice.
So I don't mean to. So like Drew said, we're very excited about it. We're super passionate about it. Something about kids, man, has totally mellowed me out a lot. So I'm not nearly as wild as I used to be, as excited and crazy and acting. So if I don't sound excited, trust me, we are super excited about it. We just got so much that I have, 2 little kids, and Drew's got a business and his kids. So we just got to balance everything out. It's got to be perfect. God's got to make it work. So, and if God is controlling all of it, we have nothing to worry about. Take it, and He'll make it happen as He wants it to happen. His will be done. Either way.
Cool. All about that. Awesome. And once again, I know that this probably falls into the category of, I think I know the answer to this one, but I've got to ask because I know that people will want me to. Are there any plans for you guys to do any shows? I know you guys aren't going to go out on a long tour or anything, but are you guys planning any live sets anywhere anytime soon?
I would say the answer to that is 42.
Exactly. The meaning of life, the universe, and everything. So yes, why not?
There you go. That's for your Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy fans out there. Everyone who caught that, pat yourself on the back. Everyone who didn't, shame on you.
There you go. There you go. It's where the only thing that I can almost completely remember from that book is the intergalactic gargle blaster, and that it feels like getting hit on the brain with a slice of lemon tied to a gold brick.
Yeah.
Snarty Blart Farce.
Yeah.
I'll never forget the name Snarty Blart Farce.
Yeah.
It has stuck with me forever.
That too. Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. Cool. Well, guys, I'm excited that you guys have this new song. I'm hopeful that it will do really well. It's a great track, and I'm always excited whenever new people who haven't, or people who have been around for a while, come back with some new stuff after kind of being under the radar for a while. And I think that this is a great way to reintroduce yourself to a radio audience that maybe had forgotten it for a bit. So I think that this is really cool. So with all that being said, I'm just excited. So thank you guys so much for putting this song out and continuing to put out music. It's just a fun time.
Thank you for taking the time to talk to us, man. We really, really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
We're excited to have something to put on the radio again. I'm excited this song is out and people finally get to hear it, and because it's just, like I said, if I haven't said it enough, I love this song. So I'm just really excited to have it out there for people to hear.
Cool. Well, before I let you guys go, there's a question that I always try to ask guests, if at all possible, and that is, as members of a rock band, despite the fact that I know some of these things about you guys already, but despite the fact that you guys have been out on tour, you play heavy music, you do it well, what is the most un-rock and roll thing about each one of you? And if you guys really have a hard time thinking about it, you guys can answer for each other if you want to.
I want to answer for Drew.
Okay.
That was a bit fast, but I'm going to do it. Oh, no. Okay. No, you can answer for me. How does that? I would say I'll answer one for Drew and one for me, and then Drew can do one for himself. But I would say that Drew was a coffee taste tester at one point.
Nice.
And I thought that was his. Now that's not a bad thing, because I have Drew got me into coffee. I love coffee now. Love it. I drink it black. I don't even put creamer in it anymore. I just like coffee for coffee. So that's because of Drew. But I always thought it was so funny. Drew was like, "Yeah, I have to go around and go to a tasting." What? But now I look back and go, actually, that's pretty cool.
Nice. So,
but then I didn't appreciate it much. So I didn't think it was that rock and roll back then. Back when you did it,
it was pretty delicious.
So
the proper term is cupping. Jeremy?
Oh, cupping. I'm so sorry.
So as a professional cupper, what was your favorite roast from your time coffee tasting or cupping?
Unspoken.
Is that an answer?
I don't know. My preferences would change from time to time.
Okay.
It depends on what I'm feeling during the day. Like today, I had a really good coffee from Peru, roasted by Onyx Coffee Roasters over in blanking on where they're from.
That's all right.
But from Arkansas. Yeah, but it was delicious.
Nice.
Is that the dude's caveat?
Very
yeah,
cool.
and I remember once we were in Austin, was it? Where Drew took us to a coffee shop in Austin, and they had like a tasting while we were there, and so I hung out and was confused the whole time while Drew and Andrew tasted coffee. For me, I was like, but back then I was that guy who would just drink like nothing. or I'd put too much creamer in it. I didn't really appreciate it. Now I absolutely love it. But anyway, that's my answer for Drew.
Okay.
If I had to answer for
Okay, my
myself,
answer for Jeremy. Nope, I get
go ahead.
it. You
Okay,
get it
okay.
for me. You need
all right.
Least hardcore thing about Jeremy. I'm gonna just say Dragon Con.
Okay, you're right. I do attend Dragon Con. I do. Going this year too, man.
Now, do you go in
I go to
full
conventions.
cosplay?
I'm a nerd. No, I don't.
Okay, what's the thing that you go there that
but
you're most
not-
excited about?
It depends. I the first time I went because I was curious about all of it.
Right.
My oldest daughter, our 15-year-old, who got us into going to conventions in the first place, and so, but now my wife and I really enjoy going, and my wife and daughter will do cosplay, but I haven't because I guess my taste is too expensive,
Okay.
and I can't really make an awesome Batman costume, so I don't go. And I would totally dress up like Batman. Don't judge me. I would.
No, I wouldn't. See,
do
but
it.
you're not. You are surprising me a little bit because I was thinking maybe you were more of a Rainbow Dash brony kind of a guy.
No. No. I am a hardcore Green Lantern fan.
Okay.
Not Ryan Reynolds. Not Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern. That movie just was a sad
Don't you mean Hal Jordan?
of Green Lantern. Kyle Rayner, my friend. But anyway, I'm gonna nerd out too much for the listeners, and so I'm gonna stop. I'm the guy who games. I'm the guy who I've gamed, done MMOs and all that stuff, play on Xbox Live and all that mess all the time. So
Okay.
don't really have much time for that right now. It's been a while. I haven't done that lately, but still go to conventions with the wife and oldest daughter. That's a lot of fun.
Nice. Very cool. All right, so we're missing one.
Now, I think I don't know. Andrew's all rock and roll, man.
No,
He's
I
just
got an
like-
answer.
You got an answer for? Okay, answer for yourself. Do it.
You literally rock climb. You rock all the time.
Well, but that's pretty rock and roll, dude. That's literally rock and roll. So most people that spend enough time around me know this, but when it gets to pumpkin spice latte season, man,
My gosh, I forgot.
oh man, I'm all about that pumpkin spice when it comes to that season.
Yes, you are.
So I have no issues with being all about it. Which is funny. Consequently, I actually don't drink them that much when it gets around the season. But so currently we have these vegan cookies from this company called Alternative Baking Company at the gym,
Uh-huh.
and they have a pumpkin spice cookie. Oh man, is it amazing!
Nice. Very cool. Well, guys, I think that you passed the bar on that. I mean, while some of those things may not be entirely rock and roll, I think that you guys are still safe. You're good.
Good.
Cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Well, guys,
I
thank
feel
you so
safe.
much again for hanging out. It's been fun, and once again, thank you for the new music. And I hope a lot of people get into it, and hopefully, we'll get a chance to chat again soon about the next big thing for you guys.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We get some time to get together and put some stuff down, man. I'm really excited about that. We'd love to do it. Just gotta get time, man. Gotta get these kids to the point where they can all play together,
There you go.
and we're good.
Cool.